Hello, I'm Bernie Hayes. Today's guest is Dr. Terence Finley of Harris-Stowe State University. Today on The Bernie Hayes Show. And welcome back. I'm Bernie Hayes. My guest is Dr. Terence Finley. Dr. Finley, how are you, sir?
I'm very good this morning, sir. How are you?
I'm really, really great. Dr. Terence, what's your position at Harris-Stowe State University?
Bernie, I have the honor and privilege of serving Harris-Stowe State University as its Vice President of Business Affairs and Finance and Chief Financial Officer.
What does that entail?
So, in short, right, we handle all of the finances of the university, right? So, as I'm sure most people understand, right, the university is a business, right? And so for my office, right, we handle all things business related.
Well, how did you come about your degree? Your doctorate, Finley.
Yeah.
Tell us about your rise in academia.
It's interesting, Bernie. I actually spent the first 15 or so years of my professional career in corporate America. I worked for the NVIDIA Corporation. I worked for the Intel Corporation, running their sales and marketing organizations. But that while that was okay and I learned a lot, and I'll never begrudge that time, I always had a dream of really going back to school and actually getting my doctorate degree because I wanted to really impact the lives, right, of our young people. And so that was always one of my long-term goals. So even while I was working in corporate America, I was working in the background on my education. And so eventually I left corporate America to complete my doctorate, and actually am happy to announce that I did complete my doctorate about 10 years ago at the Prairie View A&M University right outside Houston, Texas.
Okay, in Houston, that's the Prairie View is HBCU, right?
That is exactly correct. We're proud HBCU, member of the HBCU family.
Why didn't you choose sports? Every time you see a black man who achieved something like you achieved, they say, well, why did he choose academics instead of sports? You could have been a professional athlete. Why did you choose academics?
I think, Bernie, growing up, probably, I think we all, have some aspirations of being, either a TV star or a rapper or a sports personality. And I was one of those children as well. But I think as you get older, you really realize, where your talents lie and where you're really truly going to make the most impact. And even for me, once I decided to, pursue, my undergraduate degree in business, and then my master's, once again, in business administration, I always knew that, my calling really wasn't in the boardroom of a corporation. Although I did very well, it still wasn't as fulfilling as I thought my life really should be. And so, for me, it wasn't sports that did it. It wasn't, trust me, you don't want me to sing when I say that, but it was really thinking about making the impact of others who look like me.
Okay, where are you from?
I'm originally from New York. So I am a true New Yorker. I've spent 20 years in Texas prior to coming to St. Louis, but I'm by no means a cowboy, if you will, right? So, when they still wear their cowboy boots, I'm wearing my Timberlands and whatnot. So I'm a New Yorker through and through.
What part?
I'm from actually Brooklyn originally, but I actually grew up in Rochester, New York.
Okay. So Bed-Stuy, you put Bed-Stuy down for Rochester.
Listen. That's it. Obviously, right, you've done some travel. It's a good man.
Okay. Now, your duties at Harris-Stowe State University, what does that entail? I mean, do you hire people? Do you fire people? Do you build buildings, or what do you do?
Right. All of the above, right? So okay. Our job from business affairs perspective is that, we are really a service arm of the university. And so, anything, whether it be procuring goods and services, erecting, like you said, buildings, renovating buildings, anything that deals with the business of the university, that actually comes through our office, right? So we really are a support arm to the academic enterprise portion of the university.
Did you have to become an accountant to attain your position?
Right. I did not. I'm not actually a certified accountant, right? But I do have, once again, a couple degrees actually within the business administration realm, and I think that actually does help. And I think my background in corporate America also lends to really doing a very good job at Harris-Stowe State University as well. Because once again, and people don't think of a university this way, but a university is a business.
Yeah.
And so having that business acumen, I think, really helps when the university move forward.
Okay. Is Harris Harris-Stowe State University now, but at one time was Harris-Stowe State College. What is the difference in a college and a university? What's the status?
Well, if you look at the way that the state and federal regulations actually defines one versus another, and really from my seat, what it really does for us is it actually opens up a lot of doors for additional funding as well, right? So, so that's why I think, once again, you want to be a university versus a college, because once again, it really opens up the gamut of different funding opportunities for our scholars.
Do you offer more degrees by being a university?
That's exactly right, you can.
Okay, that's good. Understand some projects on the horizon that you're working on. Tell us something about those.
Yeah, I'd say that's an understatement, Bernie.
Okay.
One of the things, I joined Harris-Stowe State University 2 years ago. Literally at the end of this month, I'll be at the university for 2 years. And one of the things that, I've committed to upon my arrival, and I tell people all the time, because it's absolutely stellar campus, absolutely stellar, right? And I would, encourage your viewers, if they haven't visited the university, please do, because it's an absolutely stellar place to be. And the people are even more stellar than that. But I tell people, hey, if you like it now, come see us in 3 or 4 years, right? Because we're really doing some things to really modernize the campus and actually really take an opportunity to extend the university's footprint, if you will, out into the community and really open our doors to the community to come in and spend time with us at Harris-Stowe State University. So, if I can just quickly share with you, we have quite a few renovation projects underway. One is our Center for Innovation and Entrepreneurship. We have a building that we purchased quite a few years ago, and it actually stands on the corner of Compton and Olive. And that's going to be, once again, our Center for Innovation and Entrepreneurship. And that's actually going to be run out of our Anheuser-Busch School of Business. And so that's going to be under the leadership of Dean Hollins. So we're actually, as we speak, in the throes of renovating that building. And that building should be ready for our scholars probably somewhere near beginning of fall next year, if not beforehand. So that's one of the major projects. One of the other major projects is that you are obviously aware of, Bernie, because I'm sure this is near and dear to your heart, is the Black Radio Hall of Fame and the Don
and Heidi Wolf Jazz Institute.
Don and Heidi Wolf Jazz Institute and the Black National Radio Hall of Fame. So we actually did a groundbreaking on that particular project a few months ago.
Oh, there's a picture.
And there's a picture. Look at that.
Yeah.
Right. And so we're so excited about this because what this really does for us, Bernie, is it gives the university an opportunity, right, to pay homage to not only that building, right, that actually is historic, but also to the people, once again, who lived in this area years and years ago, right? And obviously for the university, it also gives an opportunity to once again extend the university's footprint into the community and open up our doors and welcome the community into the university. So we're excited about this. This project is underway, and we expect completion of this project probably sometime in the early part of 2023, probably in the mid-January timeframe.
That's wonderful. I see you standing next to Dr. LaToya Collins Smith, the president of the university.
That's right.
I see you standing right next to her. Who are some of the other people in the photograph?
So we also have Benny Gillian Williams, who's actually the special assistant to the president, and then we actually have our community partners as well, and obviously we have the esteemed Bernie Hayes, obviously.
Well, I'm on the end,
in the shot there as well, right? The shot wouldn't be the shot it needs to be without Bernie in the shot. But we also have our construction and renovation and architect partners. So we have ICS, who's actually the construction partner for us there. We have Navigate, who's doing our construction management for us. And we actually have KAI, who is actually the architects on the project, bringing your vision to life.
I was quite impressed because on all the meetings that we had, you had to actually go by and strike lines, line by line, item by item, to approve different things. And I want to come back and talk to you about that too. Dr. Terence Finley is our guest. He's the Chief Financial Officer at Harris-Stowe State University. And we're located at 2428 Woodson Road in Overland, Missouri. And Reverend Larry Rice has been here for, not at this location, but in the St. Louis area for more than 50 years, addressing the needs of the poor. And we'll be right back with Dr. Terence Finley after this.
This is an opportunity that God has given all of us at this time to work together to reopen 1411 Locust, which is so urgently needed at this community. I thank God for Bernie Hayes and for his support and standing with us all these particular years. Now it's so critical that you and I do our part also, as Bernie's been partnering with us here at NLEC TV. We've continued to maintain faith, continue to move forward, and now the doors have been opened. The City of St. Louis has approved our architectural plans. We've been given the go-ahead to make the necessary renovations that are needed. We need some miracles, and that's why I'm asking all of you prayer warriors out there, all of you that are going to use that mustard seed of faith to remove the mountains. There's some mountains. Rich and powerful people who move back in the neighborhood, and they don't want 1411 Locust to open. They'd rather leave the people out on the street to slowly die, starved, used, misused, worked over by drug dealers, alcohol, and everything else. We want this place to be a place of hope for those that have lost all hope. And we want to open the doors, and we can do it. As you prayer warriors, go to God in earnest prayer, knocking on the doors of heaven. When he says, ask, it shall be given you, seek, and you shall find, knock, and it shall be opened unto you. Please continue to pray. Pray that God will just let the financial resources come in so we can make all of these repairs. He'll raise up the dedicated laborers for the harvest, that we will continue to see him do exceedingly abundantly beyond what we can even ask or think. Yes, this is a spiritual battle. The principality and powers are fighting from every direction, but greater is he who's in us than he that's in the world. And that's why I'm asking all of you to join us in prayer. Believe God with us. Contact us at New Life Evangelistic Center if you believe that there's people God laid on your heart that we should see. Ask for myself, Larry Rice, or my grandson, Chris Aaron Rice, that we can go visit and share the dream with you, and call us at 314-421-3020. Please pray. Get involved now. We need the body of Christ to arise as we work together to reopen this building for the glory of God.
Hey, welcome back. I'm Bernie Hayes. Dr. Terence Finley, the Chief Operating Officer at Harris-Stowe State University, Chief Financial Officer at Harris-Stowe State University, is my guest. Dr. Finley, where did you go to high school?
So I went to high school in Rochester, New York, actually at East High School.
Okay. Then you graduated from high school. You went to what university?
So I went to the Rochester Institute of Technology first and completed a degree there. Then also went to the State University of New York at Brockport prior to actually then transitioning to Penn State University for my master's program. And then eventually, of course, over to Prairie View University for my doctorate program. And
I assume that your family had a lot to do with you matriculating, right?
This is true. I mean, and actually, if you think about me becoming a doctor, it was really my grandfather that really pushed me to do so. Because one of the things that he used to always say is that, you know, there's two things in life that people can't take away from you, right? It's your experiences and your education. And so he was a staunch supporter of education. And unfortunately, he didn't actually complete his high school education, but he made sure that his children and his grandchildren did. So he was a staunch supporter of education. And that was one of I call kind of the deferred agreements that he and I had in terms of, you know, me getting my doctorate. Right? He would always say, you can never have enough education. And even if you don't complete it today, make sure you have a goal to complete it at some point in time. And then once again, use that education to give it back and help somebody else. So I've always remembered that. And I actually live by those words today.
And so when you left corporate America, you went back and got that degree.
That's it.
That's doctorate.
That's it. And I'll tell you, I absolutely love going to work every day because it doesn't feel like work, because I know that I'm going to impact somebody's lives, right, every day, right? So I actually look forward to coming to work every day. And so for me, my challenge is if I'm carrying any kind of baggage, you know, my thing is when I get to those hallowed arches that you see behind us, I'll drop any bags I may have, because our scholars and our faculty staff don't deserve for me to bring any baggage with me. My challenge is when I leave to make sure I don't pick up that same baggage. But I literally love waking up and coming to work every day.
That's wonderful. That's a great thing. It's not like working then, is it?
Exactly right.
Yeah.
Exactly right. Now, don't tell President Colin Smith that.
I will not.
Okay, cool. Let's keep that between us.
Okay, we'll do that. Before we went to the break, I was asking about the line items that you do, because on this renovation at the corner of Compton and Market Street, the old Vashon Rec Center, you are actually in charge of that, and each part of the construction, everything, they send you, I guess, a cost-effective seat, and you go through item by item and say this is this and this and that, and tell us how you do that and why.
Well, it's important once again that we're good fiscal stewards, if you will, of the university's resources, and we want to make sure that we're putting our resources to use in ways that actually once again going to benefit our scholars and also the community as well. But once again, we have to do it in a cost-effective manner, right? So there is quite a few different pieces, if you will, from a fiscal standpoint to actually doing a project of this sort. So we have to make sure that we're dotting our I's, crossing our T's, and that once again we're spending our dollars in a very fiscal manner, right, to make sure that we bring this project to fruition.
Are you under state supervision?
We are under state supervision now, so I'm happy to announce that the state actually is a supporter of this project,
Sure.
and they actually have provided quite a bit of funding for that. So obviously, anytime the state is providing you with funding, they want to make sure that you're using those funds in a manner that they were offered to you in a manner consistent with bringing once again opportunities and benefit once again to the university and to the community.
And I see Mr. Kennedy was one of the architects. I think we have a picture of him on the microphone talking about that. Yeah, there he is.
Right.
Tell us about that.
Yeah, so Mr. Kennedy and his company, KI, right, have been staunch supporters of not only this particular project, but the university in general. And so it's our honor really to work with KI. They really, once again, brought the overall vision or the concept and vision of this particular project to life. Their responsibility was, really, once again, taking those ideas that we had and putting them on paper, right? And bringing them to life in such a way that we can hand them over to our constructive partner, ICS, and then they can actually bring that vision right to life, right? So they've been absolutely invaluable to work with. And architects, they're visionaries, right?
Yeah,
and whatnot.
yeah.
So they are able to take some of our ideas in terms of, hey, here's what we want, and then really bring that to reality in regard to, hey, here's what's feasible and what's possible, right? And it's really going to be something that's, I think, not only with the university, but probably more importantly, those people within St. Louis, within the region, and within the state are really going to be proud of, right, when this project is completed. So they've been invaluable partners for us on this project.
I understand there's a slide also showing what the inside of the building might look like. There it is there. Could you explain what that is?
Listen, this is a concept drawing of the inside of the museum. And so we actually, it's going to look very, very, very similar to what you're seeing here. We've made some additional revisions,
Sure.
But once again, from the overall concept, right, this is exactly what you're going to see. But now I think it's important to mention, though, that we really wanted to pay homage to, as you mentioned, right, the historic building, Vashon,
Right.
the former Vashon Rec Center. So, without giving away too much, right, just know that we're going to pay honor, right, to that particular building and that particular era, if you will. And it's also I think important to note that this particular project, right, is going to be a centerpiece of the Brick Line Greenways Mill Creek Valley project.
Wow.
Right. So we're at Brent, I'm so excited if you can't tell, because we're at a time now where we're bringing a bunch of different pieces together, right, and absolutely going to do some stuff to really revolutionize that area, right, and actually once again pay homage to those that came before us, right, so that we will never forget it, right, and that our students, right, the community, right, whether it be locally, within the region, within the state, right, knows exactly the importance of, right, that particular building, this particular area as well. Now, mind you, let's not forget to talk about the backdrop of that particular project is what? Stars Park, right? And Stars Park, right, which of course was the home of the St. Louis Stars of the Negro National League, right? So when you think about bringing all those factors together, right, and once again paying homage to jazz and the Black Radio Hall of Fame, and just the Mill Creek Valley, and the once again the St. Louis Stars, right? Absolutely stellar project within a project within a project, right? So we're excited just to be a part of that, right? And we really can't wait to deliver this to the community.
And I noticed that Harris-Stowe State University has so many different outreach programs. We're talking about there used to be a wing fling we used to have, and now we're going to start on September 16th, the new fish fling. And that entails the Wolf Jazz Institute sponsoring local talent, local artists and so forth. Right. And then for the seniors to come by and eat dinners for $5. And this is amazing. Tell us about that.
But you just hit on it, Bernie.
Yeah.
it's another example of, once again, how we're once again trying to open our doors, right, to the community, right? Because Harris-Stowe State University, right, is community-based, right? That's one of the things that we do, right? That's within our charter, and within the university's mission. And so I think, upon my entry here at Harris-Stowe, one of the first things I heard about was Bernie Hayes' wing fling right at Harris-Stowe.
Oh,
right?
wow. Okay.
And I was so excited about that. But of course, we unfortunately were at the height of the pandemic that time, so we actually did once again put that on hold, right? So I was excited to see that we're going to bring that back, because I mean, literally, as I really start getting around St. Louis and I start meeting people and telling them I work at Harris-Stowe, right? You have no idea how many people say, you know what? When are we going to start those wing flings again?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because people were so excited about
popular.
coming to university,
Right.
interacting with our students, right? And think about the power of our students being involved in that, right? And our young scholars, and really getting some insight to the community and what this place used to be like years and years ago. And they see the dedication of the community in terms of coming back to the university and supporting this event, right? Absolutely stellar. And so that's what we're talking about in terms of, once again, being a catalyst, right, for making sure that we're bridging those generational gaps. And so, the wing fling and now the fish fling, right, is going to be something I think is going to be amazing. People are really looking forward to it, right? And once again, it really helps to bridge that gap between generations.
That's great. Dr. Terence Finley is my guest from Harris-Stowe State University, and we'll be right back after this.
We live in a world that is fallen, and we experience sin, our own sin, the sin of others, every single day. There's so much suffering and despair in the world around us. You, as a believer, as a member of the body of Christ, are able to equip yourself to offer comfort and hope from the Word of God to people who are suffering. When we look at them, we see their sick hearts and dead eyes. Give life by edifying people with the Word of God. You can make a difference in a life today. By ministering to them, by being present, or by equipping yourself with particular passages that speak to truth, comfort, and hope in suffering. Please read the Word of God and be encouraged to step into the suffering of others today. You're needed. God bless you.
Our subject for today is Dr. Henry Gibbons, who was born in St. Louis in 1931. His name became synonymous with Harris-Stowe, the college he rescued, transformed, and nurtured, and led for more than 3 decades. He grew up in the Ville, once the city's Black Cultural Center. He graduated from Sumner High School in 1950, and in 1954, Gibbons graduated from Lincoln University in Jefferson City. After leaving Lincoln, Gibbons began teaching at the Old Douglas School in Webster Groves. He became principal in 1967. He earned a master's degree in education at the University of Illinois-Urbana and a doctorate in urban education and school administration at St. Louis University. In 1973, Gibbons became the first African-American assistant commissioner of Missouri's Department of Education. He left the commission to accept the job as president of Harris-Stowe State College in 1979. He died Tuesday, July 20th, 2021, at the age of 90.
The Bernie Hayes program is produced at NLEC TV right here at 2428 Woodson Road in Overland, Missouri. It's our new headquarters since they closed the 1411 Locust building. We're working to get back into that building. In addition to that, trying to help so many people through a wide variety of safe houses, training programs, transportation assistance, so many ways people are getting help because of all of you that are supporting the work of New Life Evangelistic Center. Now, if you'll send a gift of $25 or more, we want to send you this special, the Bernie Hayes Show cup. And we're giving that to people. It's just a way of saying thank you. So when you send your gift, request a cup. We'll be happy to get it off to you. It's New Life Evangelistic Center, P.O. Box 473, St. Louis, Missouri. That's 63166. You can give online at nlecstl.org. Now I'm really asking all of you to join us in praying. The needs are so phenomenal at this particular time. So many hurting and homeless people are contacting us daily, but we're able to help them because of each one of you that are praying, caring, and sharing at this time. Tell your families and friends about NLEC TV and get directly involved yourself.
Welcome back. My guest is Dr. Terence Finley of Harris-Stowe State University, Chief Financial Officer. Dr. Finley, how can one reach you at Harris-Stowe?
It's very simple, Bernie. You have a couple different ways. One, you can reach me directly via email at Finley, and that's Finley, first initial T, at hssu.edu, all right, or call me directly at 314-340-5770.
They can't get you directly. Miss Karen May will be.
Listen, Miss May will track me down. Trust me. So you'll have no problem whatsoever. So I'm not there, Miss May. Leave a message with her, and she will find me, and I'll get back to you immediately.
She'll get to you.
Exactly right.
One other thing, sir. You know, this event in HBCU, Harris-Stowe State being a HBCU, but it's also a very diverse campus. Tell us about that.
Listen, you know, I'll tell you, you know, Dr. Latanya Collins-Smith, who you mentioned earlier, who's our illustrious president, and Michael McMillan, who's the chairman of the board of regents, you know, that's one of the things that they continue to push is that, hey, let's make sure, right, that we're providing, you know, a well-rounded campus life and opportunity for our students. One of the things that we're charged with is ensuring that our students are really prepared for the diverse world that they're going to live in once they actually leave the hallowed grounds of Harris-Stowe State University, right? So it's important to make sure that we're not only educating our students in regard to the theoretical, if you will, within the classroom, but also to make sure that they're actually getting education on the practical, right, in terms of what they're going to see and deal with, right, in real life. Once again, they complete their degree at Harris-Stowe State University. So part of that is making sure that the student base, just like on the employment side, right, that the student base mirrors what they're going to see, right, on the employment side, right? So I think the university has done a great job of making sure that the university is diverse in all aspects, if you will, right? So it is not just male, female. It's not just a racial diversity, right? But diversity in thought, diversity in regard to geographic, background and where you come from. And whatnot. So I think the university has done an absolutely stellar job in that regard. And once again, as I stated before, in regard to give us 2 or 3 years on the infrastructure side and really come and see how we've grown and we've transformed our campus, the same thing goes for in terms of the way we're actually transforming the university overall, right? The university has a stellar history. It has, we're on a trajectory, right, to do some things within this region that are just going to be absolutely phenomenal. And so, diversity is one of those key tenets. And you will actually see that coming from us in our upcoming strategic plan. That, once again, diversity is one of those key components. So, once again, absolutely, one of the bellwethers of the university. And once again, I think the university has done an absolutely stellar job to date. But watch the magic that we actually really create as we move forward in that regard.
We have about 1 minute left, sir. There's a recent convocation. Tell us what that is and what was it about?
Listen, the convocation is really a rite of passage, if you will, right, for our incoming freshmen. And so this is an opportunity for us really to welcome our freshmen to the university, right, and kind of, get them indoctrinated, right, in the university, in its history, right, and really prepare them, right, for, once again, the next 4 years in regard to what they can expect, not only from the faculty and staff, but from their fellow classmates, right? So this is really an introduction and a welcome, if you will, to our freshman students, right? And it's really a formal ceremony, right, where we've once again welcomed them into the university and get them on the path to greatness at Harris-Stowe State University.
I can't tell you how much I appreciate you coming here to visit with us, Dr. Terence Finley.
It's my honor and pleasure. It's been a long time coming, so thank you very much for having me.
Well, thank you, sir. And once again, how can we reach you at Harris-Stowe State University?
Once again, from the email perspective, please reach me at FinleyT, and that's FINLEYT, at hssu.edu, or by phone at 314-340-5770.
Thank you so much, Dr. Terence Finley. I want to thank you very, very much. And I know that Harris-Stowe State University and all the outreach programs that you're going to have are going to touch and impact our community positively. Thank you very much for being here. And each of you, thank you for supporting Dr. Larry Rice and the New Life Evangelistic Center. I'm Bernie Hayes. Have a great day. If you have not received your vaccinations, if you're not fully vaccinated, please get your shots. Keep yourself and others safe. Have a great day. Till next time.